Hello everyone, my name is Mike and I am the co-founder of the Wanda Pratnicka Center. Today we're going to further talk about spirits, and in the beginning I would like to talk about the differences between external and internal possession. Well, spirits are always attracted to us with our own traits, so we are going to attract someone who has exactly the same vibration, and that works not only in the world of spirits, it works also in the world of physical reality. Here, for example, our friends are very similar to us. They may seem not to be like that, but on the deep levels of our consciousness, they are. So spirits, when they are being attracted, they most often remain outside the physical body of the person who is attracting the spirit. Then the relationship is becoming closer. In the beginning, the spirit is satisfied with the energy it is getting from the person. There is a space between them, and so they can get enough energy, but they are not inside the person's physical body. In these situations, sometimes the spirit just accidentally is entering the body. There may be a situation occurring where the person gets angry or scared, and then it can attract the spirit with a great force. Then the relationship becomes closer and closer. It is just going around us like a satellite. So, in other words, it is like the Earth circling around the Sun. And so the Earth is sometimes closer to the Sun, sometimes more far away. And when that moment comes where the spirit is close to the person, it may just come inside the physical body. In such cases, the possession occurs, but the spirit didn't actually plan to get inside our physical body. Then we have something called deliberate possession, where the spirit, after losing the physical body, is just missing his physical body very, very much. It is experiencing a lot of pain because the spirit does not get what it was used to get on the physical level. Like, let's say it was addicted to alcohol, it does not get alcohol anymore on the emotional level. This is rather seldom, but some spirits deliberately are looking for people they can possess. For them, it is not enough to just get the energy. They are craving the body. They want to function in the human world. And so they are seeking a victim whose body they can steal. And stealing is here the very right expression. And from the moment possession occurs, the person is equipped with its own spirit, but there is also a spirit of someone else inside. I probably will do well when I mention here that we can have situations where there are many spirits attached to a person, not only one. It can be even dozens or even more spirits attached to one person. It depends on the energy of the person, of course. Sometimes we have people who are very, very energetic, and then they are attracting more and more spirits. And often the spirits don't even know about each other. They are connected to a human being, and they just don't know that there are also others that are drawing the energy from the person. In most of the cases, the person doesn't know either. It just feels the symptoms, but it does not know why this happens. People who are around such a possessed person, they know this first, but almost always when they tell the person possessed, this person just doesn't want to believe this reality, because then all the horror arises from the consciousness originating from the Middle Ages, from the time of Inquisition. I will talk about this more in next podcasts. Sometimes we have cases that people are possessed by hundreds of spirits. Very rare situation, but even the Bible knew about it, and the Bible used the word legion for it. If we have a healthy, strong person and it is getting possessed for this reason or the other, this person may not notice that at first. That person will feel an energy drop, of course, but it can blame the weather or working too much. When several spirits attach, the situation is changing. The person becomes apathetic, very easily irritable, and nothing interests such people. Sometimes the people's reaction is that they begin to get sick, but initially they don't notice that there is something wrong. And here, of course, the spirits prefer taking energy from healthy people and strong people in order to get as much energy as only possible. So how can a spirit enter the person's body? Most often it is when we lose consciousness this way or the other. For example, if we go through surgery and we are under anesthesia, or moments of unconsciousness, it can even be seconds, like they are hitting their head against something, they go through a shock situation after even a small accident. Alcohol, of course, is a perfect opportunity for spirits. Spirits who are already close to a human being are only waiting for the person to drink. If we drink alcohol, our emotional body, our emotional shell, so to speak, it is becoming very, very weak and is moving very, very slow. And the spirit can use that opportunity to just get inside the physical body. Young people especially are increasingly using drugs, different kind of drugs. So that are pathways for the spirits that are open wide for entry. Very dangerous situations. And it is very easy if we observe young people that they are just having spirits that are originating from their habit of taking drugs. Today it is treated like a kind of sport, like a kind of relaxation. Well, very dangerous sport and very dangerous relaxation. So even slight consciousness changes, while, for example, smoking a cigarette is enabling possession. I know it sounds strange because so many people are smoking, but I am not telling you that each time when you smoke a cigarette you are going to become possessed. I am telling you that smoking cigarettes, when there is a spirit that is near you, it can use that opportunity. When people are sick or resigned, they unconsciously allow spirits to enter because they just don't have the energy. The emotional body is not moving fast enough. During morning practices, of course, we're practically defenseless, especially if we are immersed in despair. Despair is opening the gates open wide, and if that happens, if we are opening the door wide, then other spirits can come. So I know that it all sounds very, very dangerous. Always remember that we are being protected. That if the possession should take place, it will take place. If it should not take place, it will not. So this is a question of your karma, this is a question of your emotional life, this is a question of many, many things. Possession is not easily allowed by the universe, who is taking care for us all the time, every second of our lives. I would also like to speak a little bit this moment about dangerous spiritual practices. Well, first of all, here we see spiritual séances, especially when the participants don't know what they are doing. They are sometimes playing it for fun, and sometimes they wonder there wasn't happening anything at all. But it might very well be that the spirits already are remaining with the participants, and they are already possessing the person. And summoned spirits, they will permanently inhabit bodies and minds of participants because the people had the desire to be with spirits, to summon them. They are just inviting them. And I must tell you, it is very, very difficult to remove such spirits. They feel invited, and so they are saying, I have all the right to be here. So it is very, very easy to become possessed with playing with séances, with playing with tarot, without having the proper knowledge. And for the tarot, for example, you need a lot of knowledge. It is a very, very mystical, very, very esoteric wisdom contained in the cards of tarot. But there may be many spirits around, people who are playing with tarot without the proper understanding what that is. An easy way to become possessed is when we meditate improperly. When we concentrate on wrong things during meditation. We have to be very, very cautious about the meditation. We may not use any technique that we come across. We need to really determine, is it something I may do? Is it something for me anyway? Is it the way I have meditated in my previous incarnations? Many people who want to get rid of spirits have meditated in previous incarnations. People who are drawn to the idea of becoming completely free from any negative influence, they are already developed spiritually. So the probability is very high that you have already meditated before, and you need in such situations to know, is it something I have already done in my past successfully? You need to be able to feel it. Spirits also often attach to people who just lose control over their emotions. If somebody is getting into anger and then it loses itself in that emotion, then this person actually enters the realm of spirits. They are just residing in that sphere. So the tendency to identify with negative energy, like anger, like hate, like fear, that is a very, very dangerous path that will eventually lead us to possession. In this moment you may ask yourself, what makes the spirits to want to attach to human beings? Well, usually a spirit is attaching itself because it thinks that's the only way to access energy. Then it is just strengthening that connection. And the stronger the connection, the closer the spirit is to the person. And so when it is entering a human body, it is still in the pursuit of getting as much guarantee to be close to the person, to always be fed with energy. The spirits may know that it's wrong, but they think that they can only exist or act if they do so. So this is so much more survival instinct. At the beginning, when they enter the emotional body or the physical body, the spirits is just intimidated. They are like anyone in a new situation. They just don't know how to behave and how much they can allow themselves. They are just exploring. And so that time can be felt not as intense because the spirit is just like checking what it's allowed to do. And here a lot depends on the fact what kind of spirits is entering a person. There is always the law of attraction here going on. A spirit seeks to function on similar vibrations, so they always will be drawn to people with the same vibration. If the spirit was an aggressive hothead in life, they will seek people with similar tendencies. It is working according to the saying that like attracts like. So a cunning person will be even more cunning after the spirit is entering its body. Jealous person will become even more jealous. So each trait that we have will become even stronger. The spirits basically are amplifying our traits and, unfortunately, only negative traits. The spirits are merely on the negative level, so they can only have influence on our negativity. They will not strengthen our enthusiasm or love or thankfulness. They are just not on these levels. And that is basically the reason why it is so difficult to see the spirit in the beginning. Because it is just very similar to us. in a sense, you could say that a very friend has come to you. Okay, thank you so much for listening today. I wish you all the best, and until next time, I say bye-bye.